So some of the services that Solace House provides, we are a nonprofit in Queens and Yonkers, and we provide free one-on-one counseling for anybody experiencing suicidal ideation, who self-harm, who have attempted suicide in the past, or those who have been bereaved by suicide. We also offer some family support for our clients' loved ones. If there are caretakers who need a little extra support in helping their loved one at home, we can provide them the tools to help them in that process. We also do some group bereavement counseling. Now we've moved online for this, and the group meets bi-weekly, and they meet via Zoom. This is a really great group facilitated by one of our therapists. And when we were in person, we did have a friendly little dog help us out with that group. And since we've gone to Zoom, we're not able to have the dog join us, but hopefully we can work again towards that, maybe later in the year when it's safer to do so, or next year in 2022. And last but not least, we do community awareness workshops and trainings such as this one. My colleague Danielle here has done a few in Boston, San Antonio. So we're happy to go wherever we can provide this information.
I figured, if you need volunteers, I'm always jumping up at it anyway. I've had 2 coffees now. So the hope, for the hope I put, I'd like to help show that having negative thoughts is still normal. It's not, you don't have to freak out. You're not going crazy. You're just, having a bad day or a bad morning or whatever. Because I know it's a snowball effect. If you, start down a bad path in your head, and then like one thing leads to another, and then, look at your bank account, then see a picture of your ex-girlfriend or something, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And then the fear was that I would notice signs that I never picked up on in the past. Just something that where I could have maybe helped a friend out in the past, something I noticed here, that's the fear. Anyway, that's me.
My hope is that nobody is doing us a favor by taking their life. That's my hope, really. I don't have a big fear about this. I feel, somebody mentioned earlier that everyone seems to be a really nice group of people. So I feel whatever I get out of this is going to be helpful. I don't have a fear about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise.
Do you ever feel alone? No, like really alone? Like nobody gets you? Well, that's how it is for me. I drag myself out of bed every day. Even going to band practice doesn't excite me anymore. I miss my granda. He understood me. He was always there for me, and sometimes I think about just going, just getting out of here. Or this life, or this world, Yeah!
Son, I'm going out for some messages. Do you want anything?
No.
Look, son, I know it's hard. I just worry, you know that.
Yeah, I know.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm great.
Okay, see ya.
Bye.
Just to get us started, I'm going to ask the actors and the director to just say a few words about their own experience of working on this play. So maybe Shauna, as a director, would you like to start?
Sure. Well, lovely to meet you all, and thank you very much for being here. I guess the main thing that resides with me when I think about Blinkered, even though the topic was quite serious, we had tremendous fun. And I think that's part of the antidote to this sort of serious topic, that whenever you're creating something that's quite poignant and important in people's lives, that us as an acting team and a creative team, it's not necessarily happened to us. So, the approach that we made was one that, whilst it's very important, we didn't want to be on a soapbox. And so we had to create a journey that was creative for the actors, respected the writing, paid attention to the topic, and then made room for us all to kind of have a creative journey. So that's really what I think about when I think about Blinkered. And also it was a journey of years as well, because we were just remarking there before you came back on that it was 2017, I think. And then, you know, the awareness of suicide and mental health was only in its infancy. And obviously throughout the years, it's actually grown, and there's, you know, people are reporting it more and making more aware. So we were in a very lonely place for a while as a creative team. And then as the awareness grew and people weren't frightened to come and view and be part of this, see the play and do the workshops afterwards, it became much more collaborative with the audiences, and we kind of found our niche then. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey and very rewarding on all sorts of levels.
So I'm going to open it out now to the group. Any questions that you would like to ask?
I don't so much have a question as just an amazing gushing amount of respect and admiration, and that was an amazing show. I'm kind of resentful that you had me hysterical crying for about 45 minutes, all of you in your acting and the writing. What each of you brought to those roles was just so resonant. And I think one scene that's hitting me right now is, Patrick, when your character was in the room alone, and it was, you know, just vocalizing like, we can't talk, we can't feel, you know, males aren't allowed to, and the physical, brutalizing yourself physically to try and alleviate the mental anguish you were suffering, just speaks volumes to, you know, how hard and how isolating and how lonely it is for people. And I just want to thank you all for that. I don't really have a question, but I was floored, and it was beautiful, if miserable. Thank you.
I just want to comment.
Liz?
Yeah, you know, I just to reintroduce, like, I'm a therapist at Solace House, and what I just want to acknowledge how beautiful the play was, and also how intense and like a lot of feelings could be coming up right now. I know I can share from my own personal experience, like, you know, providing therapy services on a daily basis, you know, and at the same time being able to like watch this play like really brought up a lot for me, and I started choking up myself, and it really did bring up a lot of feelings that like I wasn't really prepared for this morning. So I don't know if anyone else like felt that way, like, but I just wanted to sort of acknowledge that.
Yes, Antonio.
I actually just thought of this, which I didn't think of before, but in the gay community, because I'm a person from the community, there is love, but there is a dark side to the community where because of how people were raised or how we felt when we were growing up, there is a lot of the way we call it is like clickiness. So like they marginalize themselves in different groups, and then they ostracize other people. So like you start to feel like, okay, well, if I'm not a person who has a lot of muscles, or if I'm not a person who has you know, type of clothing or money or just anything really, you just feel like you're not a part of the community. So then it becomes another thing, right? Now we have to fight. Now I'm part of the community. I'm like, okay, now I just don't have to think about homophobic people. Now I have to deal with gay people who also have this internalized homophobia, right? Mm-hmm. So it's, and I know we're going to talk about race later, which is a whole other thing added to it as well, right? Like, I know that, you know, I'm Latino, but I know I have light skin. So then I get told like, oh, but you pass as a white person. But then I'm like, well, does that not make me Latino, right? And then you'll have people pushed in the media who are white males who are gay, right? The storyline is always like the white dude, you know, and then they try to like make it exotic. And so they'll have like a Hispanic boyfriend, but the white dude is always like the lead, you know? or like an African American, but he's not the lead, it's the white guy. You know what I mean?
Hopeful.
Inspired.
Relatable.
Optimistic.
Caring.
I said encouraged.
Informed.
I was gonna say encouraged, but then now I lost my word. So.
I would say thankful.
Community.
I was also going to say thankful, so appreciative.
Yeah, I'm feeling very appreciative as well. I'm so grateful for this group, for you guys just signing up at all and being willing to spend your Saturday morning or afternoon with us. This is a huge part of what we do, and we just want to raise more awareness and give people the tools that they can help themselves, help others, and really just break the stigma and raise more awareness around suicide prevention and mental health in general.
Okay, thank you very much. And my word is grateful to have the opportunity to present this project.